Everyone's cancer journey is different, and my cancer journey began in August 2000 when I was diagnosed with cancer of the blood, acute leukemia, and given less than a year to live. At diagnosis, 90% of the cells in my bone marrow were cancerous, so my hematologist said, "Boy, Alan, we need to begin chemotherapy right away." So effectively, that's what we did, and I had 3 rounds of continuous, week-long, 24/7 infusion chemotherapy. And when I finished those, we then proceeded with an adult blood stem cell transplant, courtesy of my donor brother, Eric. And I remember very clearly coming out of transplant because my biggest single challenge was being able to stay in the shower long enough to wash. And I timed it. It was 53 seconds. So I'm a person just like you. I mean, I have felt the fear. I've gone through the biopsies, experienced the nausea, the blood draws, the lost sleep, the endless medications. I've lived in the limbo land between, tests and results, and spent hours and hours in waiting rooms and treatment rooms and weeks in hospital beds. I've had the fevers, the headaches, the dizzy spells, the rigors, the night sweats, the chills. And I know what it's like to be so frightened you can hardly speak, and so sore you can hardly move, and so anxious that you physically shake. To feel like you've lost control of your life, you lost complete control of your life, and to wonder if you'll ever get it back. And during my treatment, I looked around me and I wondered why there didn't seem to be any guides, metaphorical mountain guides, if you will, to help guide me up this inner Everest, this medical mountain. And after treatment, I discovered that there's a huge gap between the end of treatment and the return to life, what I call the climb back to life, even though, of course, the climb back begins from the moment of diagnosis and really never really ends. And it reminded me, that gap, of the gaps I'd seen in the Khumbu Icefall at the base of Mount Everest. And the Khumbu Icefall is a glacier. It gets squeezed between Everest on one side and its sister peak, Mount Nuptse, on the other. It tumbles 2,000 feet over a rock ledge, and the process splits into ice blocks many times the size of tractor trailers. Whole thing's in constant motion, moves about 1 meter a day. And this thing is riddled with crevasses, which of course are those big cracks in the ice that can be anywhere from 50 to several hundred feet deep. And the only way to get through this area, across those crevasses, is actually to use ladders, your basic aluminum ladders. We lash together the appropriate number of ladders, then we lower them like a drawbridge into place, and then we head out across these ladders. And of course, when we head out across these ladders, you have to look down to see where your feet are going on the rungs of the ladder, in the deep, dark depths below. I discovered then the force of focus, the same kind of force of focus that can be used in the cancer experience. Where do we choose to put our focus in life? Do we focus on the crevasse and all those deep, dark, terrible things that could possibly befall us? Or do we focus on the ladder, the rungs of the ladder, and the small steps we can take today to take us from where we are now to where we want to go? In the case of the cancer experience, do we focus on the darkness that is death, the potential of death? Or do we focus on the light that is the ladder? Do we focus on fear down there, or do we focus on hope up here? Do we focus on despair and the darkness, or do we focus on courage? And that choice is 100% within our control. I want to help you take that control back. I want to help you climb back. I want to help you get your life back and maximize your quality of life for the maximum period of time. That's the mountain I want to climb together.